everybody. Thanks for joining me for my Tuesday night spiritual tea talk. Tonight, I'm here to talk about values, and that might be a different way of looking at it. But before I get into it, let's talk about who I am. My name's Cathy. I'm a tea leaf and tarot reader. I've been reading professionally almost 6 years now. I started in January, so we're getting close to the end of the year already. As well as I'm a sipology or a steep tea consultant. So that means that I sell quality loose leaf tea and tea accessories as well. I've been doing that 11 years. Um, yeah, I'm going into my 11th year. Isn't that? Every time I say it just doesn't seem real. But yes, I started in October with that. So I'm really excited about all the products that they carry and all of the wonderful teas that they have. But tonight, of course, we're here to talk about values. Um, and it's kind of an interesting subject, or I thought it was interesting. Hi, Margaret. um, because people think of values almost more of what are other people's values as opposed to what our own personal values are. So let me give you an example. Um, and we're all human and nobody's perfect. So I'm going to give an example for me. Like, I really love nature and love being outside, and I really value, or I consider one of my high values to be, Mother Nature and keeping the earth and everything clean and good for generations. But here's where maybe I'm on that little gray line, because do I recycle everything? Or, is there more that I could be doing to help Mother Nature? Do I go out and help do some of those cleanups, or do I go and plant trees, or do I go those extra steps, even though I may say that that's one of my values? Um, how much am I stepping into that, or am I kind of on the line and not really being, giving 100% to that truth? And I'm not saying anyone's perfect, and I'm not saying that there isn't some wriggle room in there, but I just wanted people to kind of think about, again, we say we're healthy or we want to be healthy, but are we sleeping 7 or 8 hours every night? Or do we stay up late to get things done? Do we eat a lot of sweets, or have white sugar sugar in our diet that we know is there? Because I know it gets hidden into some stuff. Do we drink enough water? Do we go for walks or exercise? Do we do, something calming like meditation or yoga to help us lower our blood pressure? All of these things, again, we may say we have a value or that we have these certain beliefs, but do we do what we need to do to be in alignment with that, to live our truth? And maybe that's why we're having some wobble in our life. Gee, that's an interesting word from spirit. Wobble, because we're not really living in our truth, living in our true value, when we start to push too much into some of these things that we know we should be doing, but we're not doing, maybe because of habit, maybe because of fear, maybe because we just are not, it comes back to habit again, but we're just not thinking about it before we do it. This is what we've always done, and that's fine. I'm just here to kind of remind us that maybe there is something else that we could do, or something else that we could be um, doing to help ourselves stay aligned in what's going on. So anyways, I wanted to just kind of bring that up, and something to maybe think about. And I also did bring my cards, so I'm going to pull three cards because I always love to pull three. I say it tells more of a story than just one card. And these are called tea leaf fortune cards, in case you haven't seen them before. And they have a lot of symbols that you might see in a teacup. So, and they're round. So again, they go with with my tea leaf readings really well. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants to tell us about values as I shuffle away here. Okay, I'm going to pick three. One. Oh, oh, that's funny. The seahorse one to come. All right. So the seahorse, oh, sorry, my ring light is making it really hard to see that. The seahorse. So the seahorse, the words on the card are family matters. And it's interesting that we do talk about that too. Like, do we value, I was talking about sleep, like, do we value recycling? Do we value certain things? And we expect our kids maybe to follow the line, but we don't necessarily follow that line. So it's really hard if we're not representing um, if we're not representing the way that we want our kids to behave, and we're actually, what's that saying about do as I say, not as I do? That may be one of the reasons that it's not helping you move forward, or that you see some contradiction in how your kids behave as well, if you're not behaving in that same manner that you'd like them to behave. Ah, Lily. Interesting. So spiritual love, again, sorry about the ring light. Spiritual love. So when I see this, it's about loving ourselves. So again, it coming back with it fits really well with values. If you're not, as I said, sleeping, or if you're not, drinking enough water, like, are you honoring your body and honoring yourself? And we'll bring in the spiritual side. Are you honoring your spirit or your own soul if you're doing all these things that contradict what you believe would be pure for your body to be doing? So it's a reminder that spirit is also there, and that loving ourselves is important. Oh, and the cat, the two-faced friend. So the cat, even though it says, two-faced, to me, even though it says friend, to me, the person that's being two-faced is ourselves, right? So we're saying one thing but doing another. And this is what is being the contradiction. This is where we're not in line with what we want our lives to be, and in what we consider values. We're the ones that are actually dropping the ball there, and being two-faced to ourselves. And we all do it. Like I always, how many times have I said, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to do yoga, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to journal, then I'm going to get started with my day. How often does that happen? At least lately it hasn't. So these promises that we make to ourselves are important to follow through with, because then it tells spirit or the universe or God, whatever you believe in, that we are being true to ourselves, and that they can help us move forward with what we're asking for. But if we're contradictory, it's very hard for all of these things to come in, and for things to align for us if we're the ones that are being two-faced. So very good messages. I'm always surprised and excited to see the messages that Spirit brings through for us. So hopefully this is making sense. If you have questions, hi Harpreet, thanks for joining me. Um, and the readings will be next Tuesday. So if you're looking for a reading, I do them in my group, on my group page. So Spiritual Readings by Cathy on Facebook. And Those are the first Tuesday of every month. So we're switching over to October very shortly. So I invite you to get your readings there next Tuesday, and I try to do them real quick. I pull three cards, and you can either tell me you have a topic or not have a topic, and then we just see what Spirit has to say for that. So I invite anyone that's not part of that group to join the group before next Tuesday and get a free reading if you so wish. But of course, if you'd like what I call a full reading, I do 30 or 60-minute readings. Um, and they're Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Fridays. I book appointments. I do corporate events as well. Tomorrow I have an event in Toronto where I'm going for about 5 hours and doing readings straight through. So that'll be fun. And of course, I come to people's homes as well. If you've got a group of 3 or 4 or even more, I can do that as well. So we just come and do readings back to back. I have a lot of fun. I enjoy doing that. Um, so there's options for you if you so choose to do a reading. And of course, I'll see you guys here next Tuesday on my page or on my group page, and not here. But otherwise, I'll see you every single Tuesday live on Facebook. Take care.